नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल, वेलकम टू आवर शो।
थैंक यू सो मच सिद्धार्थ।
जब एक फील्ड में आप फंस गए तो आपको लगता है यही दुनिया है, इसके बाहर कुछ नहीं है। That people who will succeed and things which will succeed in the future world will be driven by whole brain.
How do you bring this love and passion for music theatre and
I am a big supporter of liberal education. जब मेरे फादर ने मुझसे पूछा कि क्या करना चाहते हो आगे, मैंने बोला मैं इंग्लिश लिटरेचर पढ़ना चाहती हूँ। Fortunately, I got a very understanding husband who himself was a management graduate.
Right.
यूं ही इधर उधर अकेले बादल सा विचरता जो घाटी पर्वत।
you have also authored a book, right? What is the book about?
बोर होता था लेक्चर तो क्या, अब मैं भी बोर करूंगा इनको। क्या करूंगी?
Upcoming year, what are we expecting as far as Litfest is concerned? If you can give some sneak peek to our audience.
Education is not about filling a vessel. It is about igniting a fire.
नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल। एक बार फिर से स्वागत है गुफ्तगू के इस कार्यक्रम में एक लंबे अंतराल के बाद। एक लंबे अंतराल का हमेशा एक कारण रहता है। जरूरी नहीं कि एक शो की कंटिन्यूटी उसी तरह से बरकरार रहे जिस तरह से हमने शुरुआत में सोचा हो। और इस अंतराल की वजह सिर्फ ये रही है कि हम जिन मेहमान को आपके समक्ष लाना चाह रहे थे आज के इस एपिसोड में, उनके साथ हमारी बातचीत जो है बहुत खास रहने वाली है। उनकी बहुत सारी वजहें हैं। पहली तो ये क्योंकि वो एक मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी पर्सन है जिन्होंने डिफरेंट फील्ड्स में अपने एक्सपीरियंस को, अपनी महारत को कायम किया है। मेडिसिन में, मैनेजमेंट में, क्रिएटिव एंड इनोवेशन लर्निंग में एंड एकेडमिक्स एंड एजुकेशन में। उनकी लाइफ जर्नी की शुरुआत एक ऐसे पैशन के साथ हुई जहां पर उन्होंने मेडिसिन परस्यू की। मेडिसिन की पढ़ाई करते हुए, एमबीबीएस की पढ़ाई करते हुए उन्होंने ना सिर्फ पढ़ाई कंप्लीट की बट एक मेरिटोरियस पोजीशन के साथ एमबीबीएस की पढ़ाई पूरी करी। आगे चलते हुए उन्होंने एक लंबे समय तक मैनेजमेंट के फील्ड में बहुत सारी कॉर्पोरेट कंपनीज के साथ काम किया। आगे चलते हुए उन्होंने एक अपनी एक इनोवेशन एंड लर्निंग सॉल्यूशंस की एक कंपनी को स्थापित किया और आगे बढ़ते हुए उन्होंने एजुकेशन की फील्ड में कदम रखा। उसकी क्या वजह रही, किन वजहों से उन्होंने मेडिसिन की पढ़ाई करने के बाद मैनेजमेंट में स्टेप रखने की सोची और आगे उसके बाद एजुकेशन में उनका एंट्री किस वजह से हुई, इसके बारे में आज हम जानने वाले हैं डॉक्टर आशु खोसला से। डॉक्टर आशु खोसला हमारे शुन्नी यूनिवर्सिटी की चीफ लर्निंग ऑफिसर हैं जो एकेडमिक लर्निंग एंड सपोर्ट, स्टूडेंट लर्निंग सपोर्ट एंड फैकल्टी डेवलपमेंट के ऊपर फोकस रखती हैं। और उनका जो कार्य है वो बेसिकली चीफ लर्निंग ऑफिसर के तौर पर पूरे एकेडमिक सिस्टम को मैनेज करने का है, जिसमें एकेडमिक लर्निंग आती है, जिसमें फैकल्टी टीचिंग एंड सपोर्ट का जो प्रोसेस है उसको ध्यान में रखते हुए क्या क्या रिक्वायरमेंट्स है, उसकी जानकारी को कैसे और इन्हांस करा जा सके, फैकल्टी सपोर्ट सिस्टम को कैसे स्ट्रॉन्ग और स्ट्रेंथन करा जा सके, टीचिंग कैपेसिटी को कैसे ग्रो करा जा सके, उसके ऊपर ये जो पूरा मैकेनिज्म है काम करता है। As a chief learning officer, she has a vast amount of experience of several years, and in these number of years, she has expanded the capacity of academic learning and support in Shulni University to a level where the learning system has become multifaceted, as well as at the same time, the process of learning has also become equidistant for student as well as faculties. So with warm welcome, I thank Ashu ma'am for joining us. Ashu ma'am, welcome for joining us and welcome to our show.
Thank you so much सिद्धार्थ। आपका पॉडकास्ट इतना प्यारा है। I was wanting to be on it and there's a right time for everything, so here we are today.
Thank you so much ma'am for giving us time and accepting to do this with us. आज के इस कार्यक्रम में मैम यूजुअली तो हम जो हमारे मेहमान होते हैं उनकी लाइफ जर्नी से शुरुआत करते हैं। तो उसी प्रोसेस को ध्यान में रखते हुए मैं आपसे जानना चाहूंगा कि आप आपकी जो अर्ली लाइफ रही, आप जब बड़े हो रहे थे तो आपके पैशंस एंड इंटरेस्ट क्या थे? किस तरीके का इंटरेस्ट था जब आप स्कूल में थे, पढ़ रहे थे? क्या आप शुरुआत से ही मेडिसिन में रुचि रखते थे या आपके और भी कई इंटरेस्ट एरियाज थे जिसमें आप ध्यान दे रहे थे?
सो मेडिसिन तो डेफिनेटली नहीं था मेरे रडार पे, बट डेफिनेटली आई वाज अ गुड स्टूडेंट, गुड इन स्टडीज, यूज्ड टू गेट अ पोजीशन इन क्लास, एंड घर का एटमॉस्फेयर भी ऐसा था कि एजुकेशन पे बहुत एम्फेसिस था, पढ़ना है, कुछ बनना है। बड़ी सिस्टर जो मेरी थी वो डॉक्टर बनी, और चूंकि अच्छी थी मैं पढ़ाई में, तो 10th के बाद मेरे को बहुत याद आता है वो एक टाइम जब मेरे फादर ने मुझसे पूछा कि क्या करना चाहते हो आगे, तो मैंने बोला मैं इंग्लिश लिटरेचर पढ़ना चाहती हूँ। तो मुझे बहुत डांट पड़ी, इंग्लिश लिटरेचर पढ़ के क्या करोगी, क्या कमाओगी, क्या खाओगी, साइंस लो, बिकॉज अच्छी हो पढ़ने में, साइंस लो। मैथ से बहुत फोबिया था, तो साइंस ली, तो उस वक्त ये नहीं था कि बायोलॉजी और मैथ्स इकट्ठे ले सकते थे, तो एक चॉइस करनी थी तो बायोलॉजी ले ली। एंड सिंस एल्डर सिस्टर वाज ऑलरेडी बिकमिंग अ डॉक्टर, तो लगा कि यही फील्ड शायद परस्यू करो। मेडिसिन किया, बहुत इंजॉय भी किया द होल प्रोसेस, प्रॉब्ली बिकॉज आई एम अ लर्नर बाय नेचर, सो बहुत इंजॉय की पढ़ाई। देयर आर सम सब्जेक्ट्स व्हिच रियली फैसिनेटेड मी, फोरेंसिक साइंसेस वाज वन, पैथोलॉजी, फिजियोलॉजी, मेडिसिन पर से, really interesting subjects, and I excelled, I think, because I was interested in those subjects.
Because as what I know, MBBS mein to you study all the subjects that fall within the line of medicine,
so there are
and
like
science,
several years and several kind of subjects. So some subjects really made an impact, and I really enjoyed doing that.
Right.
But जब उस लेवल पे पहुंची, जब इंटर्नशिप करनी शुरू करी, तो the reality struck me. What is this job going to be? It is going to be about diseases, dealing with people who are not very happy people because they are patients, and then I realized that probably this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. So I was struggling to find my way कि इसी box में अगर मुझे कुछ ऐसा मिल जाए which is appealing to me. बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली आज के जमाने में तो मेंटर्स हैं, रोल मॉडल्स हैं, उस टाइम पे नहीं होता था. वी डोंट हैव एनीबॉडी टू टॉक टू, सो दे डिडंट गाइड मी. प्रॉब्ली समबडी टोल्ड मी, वुड हैव टोल्ड मी एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम कि रिसर्च कर सकते हो और टीचिंग एकेडमिक्स में आ सकते हो, क्योंकि वहाँ पे सेट एक नॉर्म था कि अगर आप, जैसे आपने बोला मैं गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट थी, तो शायद दैट वाज अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर मी बिकॉज वो एक्सपेक्ट करते थे, वहां एक वो बना हुआ था, देयर वाज अ बॉक्स फॉर ईच थिंग सेइंग गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट, टॉपर इन फाइनल प्रॉफ, you have to opt for either pediatrics or gynecology. Absolutely, and that right. was like a dreadful thought for me. Imagine me doing deliveries all my life. No, I said no. And खाने ये एक बॉक्स से मैं बाहर कैसे निकलूं, उसी में कुछ टाइम बीत गया. उस बीच में शादी हुई. Fortunately I got a very understanding husband who himself was a management graduate. Right. So he said management कर ले, easy है, अच्छा है, बहुत दरवाजे खुलेंगे. So right. that is how I got into management.
And then you pursued your MBA from Indian School of Business from
and
Hyderabad.
I was the founding class.
Right. And that yours was the first batch.
Yeah, so I was not, वहाँ पे एग्जाम वगैरह हुआ, इंटरव्यू हुई, तो आई थिंक वो फाउंडिंग क्लास थी. दे वर लुकिंग फॉर डाइवर्सिटी. So getting a doctor into their batch was very happy. Worked happily for them
as well. Must be an
as
experiment for them also.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So I was there
a person
from
a science field.
Yeah, so right place, right time, and
yes.
it got them some press also, na, कि
Correct.
Our class includes a doctor also.
Correct.
And I was a mom by that time. I had a 3-year-old.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So it was a very different experience. I mean, I was studying with people, average class age was about 24.
Okay.
And I was 30. I turned 30 when I had joined the program.
Alright.
So different experience.
And this was in which year, ma'am?
2002 I passed out. So 2001 I joined. It was a 1-year program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So I was managing my 3-year-old and my husband and I, we were staying on campus. We had family residences. So बहुत यूनिक एक्सपीरियंस था, एक नई दुनिया खुल गई, क्योंकि ये सब चीजें जो हुई है ना, उससे रियलाइजेशंस हुई है कि क्या है कि जब हम अपनी एक फील्ड में रहते हैं ना, आप कह रहे हो कि मैं मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी या वट एवर, तो दीज रियलाइजेशंस हैव कम टू मी एट डिफरेंट स्टेप्स इन माय लाइफ दैट आप जब एक कुएं के मेंढक टाइप बन जाते हो, जब एक फील्ड में आप फंस गए, तो आपको लगता है यही दुनिया है, इसके बाहर कुछ नहीं है. व्हेन यू गो इनटू अ डिफरेंट zone, when you are pushed by circumstances or by choice, you realize कि यार दुनिया बहुत बड़ी है, बहुत कुछ सीखने के लिए है, दुनिया में और भी लोग बड़े बड़े काम कर रहे हैं in different fields, and so that respect for various fields I think has come. So that is the journey, and then of course post MBA I did corporate jobs, set
You
up my
work
own.
with different companies, FMCG and
Yes.
healthcare and
Yeah, healthcare mostly because my background was in medicine, so
Medicine.
pharma, healthcare,
Hmm.
different roles.
Right.
But then I think the rest that happened, God had destined it for me, because somehow in my corporate job itself I got into the training role.
I was reading about you, ma'am, in last few weeks, and in one of the description, it mentions that you were also somewhere in when you were working in corporate, you also provided some learning solutions to you had found
Yeah,
some,
so that was after.
what was this platform about? I'm curious to know.
So I was in the UAE.
Okay.
Like I said, I had, by destiny gotten into the training function role, क्योंकि corporates में भी training होती है,
Right.
product training होती है,
Right.
soft skills training होती है. So I was very involved in that. And at one point of time, I felt saturated in the company that I was working in, and I thought that I should do something on my own. My kids were grown, and then I set up this. Parallelly at that point of time, I had written my book on creativity and innovation. So what I had set up is a company which gave trainings to corporates in creativity and innovation. Plus, because I was involved in Shulni University because it's a family thing,
Correct.
and back in 2012, 13, we used to visit every summer holiday. Or I've told this story many times. Ki the EUNIV, which has now been replaced by Digi. Was my baby in a
Right,
sense.
right,
Yes,
right,
that we envisioned it, then we made it happen. It was established, then it grew. So because I had a lot of learnings from this, so I also took that part, and I used to offer like LMS solutions and learning solutions to corporates as well. Because corporates maybe they learn,
Correct.
they want
Absolutely.
to upskill. So they
Upskill.
need platforms.
Different
to learn.
platforms,
Yeah, so
right.
that was the business that I had established.
So are you still into it? I mean,
Yeah,
in
the
the form
company's-
of consultancy or
Yes,
something?
the company still exists, and I do get an assignment or two here and there, and I
Right.
do that. Yes.
Right. Wonderful. So then after working in corporate for so many years, suddenly now you mentioned also in brief that because of the family
Yes.
venture, you entered into academics in the field of education. What was your first reaction or response when this thing was told to you to take up this responsibility or try this thing, something new, as a responsibility to take the card of learning officer
So I
as
think
in academics?
yeah, because I had done the e-learning part. So I think I had always thought that when I would come to the university, I would take up a role which involved teaching in particular. I enjoy it. But what happened in between was COVID, and everything went online.
Yes.
And suddenly that baby of mine, which was called EUNIV, suddenly became the blue-eyed baby,
Mhm,
because everybody
yes.
had to work on it.
Yes.
Everything
Everyone
had to happen, and by
became
default,
dependent. Yeah.
I started taking more responsibility, and I was working remotely at that point of time. So started taking that, and then slowly when I came back to the campus physically, we were in the phase of transitioning from COVID back to normal. We had learnt a lot of lessons that online is also great, and online is also not so great. So we were kind of consolidating those lessons, and we said that we needed to write a new chapter in the academics. So I would say that I entered by default. So some things I was aware of, but there
And
has been
certain
a
things that you got to learn while on job.
so all the UGC
Right,
guidelines, what
right,
does a credit
right.
mean, what does a credit hour mean, what are assessments, various types of assessments. So the technicalities of it I continue to learn, but I was slowly introduced into it because I think COVID happened, and that accelerated my journey. Otherwise it would have been longer journey learning.
I mean, in case of responsibility of developing academics and learning support in a private university, what are the few areas you think are very relevant, which you think somewhere broadly are missing from most of the educational institution, which you think and currently Shulini University is collectively working on.
Yeah.
We are doing something which you can tell us about.
Yeah, so I think first and foremost priority for me is to put academics first. Why are we here? Why are we a part of a university? Be it a student, be it a faculty member, we are here because we are either providing education or we are consuming education. So putting academics at the forefront. Of course, we are a research oriented. Our focus is very research oriented, but academics and research go hand in hand. So giving the academics its due importance, making sure that it is delivered with a certain quality, because that is the purpose of our being. Is my purpose, and I work for it every day. You know, every day I'm thinking of ideas, how to make it better, how to standardize it, how to bring in more quality. And then secondly, I want, I have a very strong empathetic, bone in me. And so I feel, because I teach myself. So I go into the classroom. I feel that there are some challenges for teachers. Students are disengaged. And I also remember my time as a student because I'm a learner myself. So I also think from the student's point of view because, if the students are disengaged, is it our fault to some extent? Can we do something better in class to engage them? So both ways I'm just trying to, empathize and provide
some
something. Yes,
constructive solutions.
Absolutely. That is the idea.
Right. Wonderful, ma'am. In academics, many times we see that in private institutions, there's not much of focus on multidisciplinary approach, right, which I began with in your introduction, right? And a lot of times there is a great emphasis on professional courses, programs that are seen from a very conservative approach of being lucrative and monetarily more successful. But something which I have noticed working here for last 3 years, that Shulini University has been giving a lot of emphasis on blending different subject domains where students get the flexibility of learning, different understandings of academics from sciences, social sciences and liberal arts perspective. What is your take on it, and how do you see the multidisciplinary approach impacting academics in times to come? What is it that makes it unique in case of Shulini?
So my own personal experience, is a biggest motivator for me. I feel that I am a person, when I teach creativity, I teach about this concept called right brain and the left brain. So left brain is this analytical, logical, scientific, stepwise kind of a, take on any problem.
Right.
And then we have an intuitive side, we have this creative side, which looks at the bigger picture, and that is also very important. Even if you talk about research, we find that that part is often missing, and the world is realizing that now, that you just can't use your left mode of thinking only to be scientific. You also, all the big scientists in the world who have done wonders have been actually using both these modes equally, and there is a way to develop the left mode and there is a way to develop the right mode. So again, in my classes I give an example of how skewed the world has been so far towards this left brain. We talk about words, we talk about numbers, we talk about grades, we say kitne percent marks, kitne percent attendance. I mean, so I'm guilty of pushing everybody to have attendance, but look at how we measure success or we measure output. It's all numbers, it's all words, written report, Excel files. But there is something beyond that, and we have forgotten that. But genius people in the world are realizing that we have neglected one part of our, ability, which is the right brain, which is this bigger picture thing, which connects dots, which is very intuitive. You can't define why you feel that way. So, for example, you teach political science now. So it's not just about politics and how politics is panning out at this point of time. It's about thinking in a certain way, right? That is what is political, and that's why it's called a science, though it is a humanities subject. So I feel, go back to the age of Renaissance, when things happened in Europe, and suddenly there was a lot of cultural awakening, scientific awakening. If you look at people then, they were equally involved in arts and science. You had a Leonardo da Vinci who painted Mona Lisa, but was also making such beautiful anatomical drawings of the human body
Right.
with so much precision. Means that he was mathematically inclined, he was detail oriented, he was very precise, he was logical, but he also had the capability to produce a Mona Lisa. So there is a theory which says, which talks about the whole brained new world, which says that people who will succeed and things which will succeed in the future world will be driven by whole brain. And the biggest example, most common example I give is Steve Jobs. The Apple products that he has produced are not just devices. You also have a Dell computer, but look at an Apple product. It looks like a work of art, right? So, because he has combined both those types of thinkings into producing something, so that what is going to succeed. So researchers and scientists who also have some aesthetic sense, who also have some design sense, who have some imagination, because when they think imaginatively, they will be able to hypothesize about new things. If you can't imagine a possibility, how can you be a researcher?
True.
And those faculties develop only when you focus on humanities, on liberal arts. And that's why I'm such a big fan of combining or bringing them together.
True. And in this case, I also see that you have a deep passion and love for music, theatre, literature.
Yeah.
You read a lot of literature, different kinds of literature.
Not as much as I would want to now.
I know, because of the shortage of time
Yeah.
and finding appropriate space to.
And I'm
read.
also guilty, like the young generation, of being hooked to the social media. Yeah.
But I know for the fact that you read different kind of literature, short
I try
stories,
to,
poem,
yes.
whenever you get time,
Yes.
right? How do you bring this love and passion for music, theatre and literature in your forte of academics, currently your forte of academics, in terms of introducing music, literature and theatre to students in a different way, not in the usual sense, the way it has been fed to them so far. Blending it into education is a wholly different thing altogether.
Yeah.
So how do you think you are putting this together as you see it in last few years for yourself?
So for example, even before I tell you my perspective on it, I'll tell you what I've noticed. We have this theatre group in the university.
Correct.
And we have students who have been a part of it. So theatre is not just theatre of putting up a play. Theatre is about discipline. Theatre is about confidence. Theatre is about bonding as a team. Theatre is about stepping into any role. Sometimes you have to manage the stage, you have to carry the props. So what I see is a total transformation in these kids. They stand out
Correct.
when they perform on stage. Or I have had a sprint where I was serving food to 500. There were people who had to be served in 1 hour, and nobody volunteered. And the 2 kids who volunteered were the theatre people. So something does happen when you teach these things. So that I have seen happen. And my perspective is, yes, these are the things that help you develop your personality. They give you a lot of soft skills, which are very necessary for success. Those soft skills will never come in class when you're sitting on a bench and listening to a monologue lecture. That requires that activity, so I encourage it.
So I've seen that you organize a lot of workshops
I try
and
to.
screenings of documentaries.
Yeah.
Last we were in that session of Speak Mackay.
Yes.
Right, and it was a wonderful session.
Yeah.
And also you've been a director of the Literature Fest.
Which
for
you are a
last,
part of
yes,
as well.
of course, we are part of together.
Yes.
And upcoming year, what are we expecting as far as Lit Fest is concerned? If you can give some sneak peek to our audience.
So I'm a little, we all get concerned when we organize a lot of things and you don't generate that interest. So I was thinking the other day, how can we break this box? What will excite the kids in the campus? So I was thinking of, let's, kind of experiment with formats. Let's mishmash things. Let's bring in a little bit of music. Let's mesh a little bit of theatre. Let's not segregate them and have sessions which are like that. One wild thought that was coming to me was, how about getting only young authors? Let's not get any grey-haired people. Maybe that will excite people and connect more with thing. So we have just started, I think you also know, I was talking to you the other day, we have just started brainstorming. So yeah, I'm all for experimentation.
Correct.
Let's see how we can, we've just started on it. I'm hoping that it will be a great addition. And we have been doing better and better every year.
Absolutely.
So I
Every
hope,
year we are just increasing the popularity and the
Yes.
range of this
Absolutely.
festival.
Yeah.
In fact, the kind of guests that we have had
Yes.
in last so many years has been just mind-blowing. I mean, from different fields,
yes.
contributing to literature in
Yeah. So
different
it's
ways.
also a little bit of selfish motive.
Yes.
Because I enjoy those things. I want to sit in the audience and listen to a person. And when we get them, that's like the perk of being the director, that you get a front row view of that person talking, right?
You have also authored a book, right? What is the book about? I mean, just for the audience to know, of the corporate bus
Yes, and
into the creative board.
board. So, as the name suggests, it's about exploring your creative self. Everybody is into this corporate bus, which is like the routine work that we do every day. You have a job, you come to it 9 to 5, you do something, and then you go back. What about exploring something that lies inside everybody? And it's a very, very simple process. There are some simple techniques of personal creativity that I talk about in the book. And I also experimented in it because there is story woven to it. So people who like fiction, they can pick it up, or people who like self-help books, there is a lot of yarn in there as well. The good thing is that once I wrote this book, I got so much clarity about the subject. As you are aware that I'm doing my PhD. So my
Yes.
PhD is also, the subject is creativity.
Mhm.
I'm talking about group creativity and mood is what I'm exploring. And the book is about creativity, and the courses that I teach on creativity innovation are largely based on that.
Seriously, I'm just imagining the kind of strength and passion you have. I mean, MBBS करने के बाद मैनेजिंग का एजुकेशन, आप PhD भी करनी है. धीरे धीरे
Academics
करके
में आ गए ना.
धीरे धीरे करके आप हमें भी कंपटीशन देने वाले, पोस्ट डॉक के लिए जाने वाले हो.
नहीं, but ठीक है,
नहीं, अच्छा, it's wonderful,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes,
It's
yes.
really
It's good to keep
interesting.
busy.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
I cry sometimes. Why am I doing this?
No,
Then
no,
my
it is-
agent, who helped me publish my
Right.
first one,
Right.
is after me, and he has given me some ideas and said, "Why don't you work on this?" So I'm excited about that also, and I think that is more related to कि मैं procrastinating my thesis writing and say पहले book लिख लेती हूँ फिर thesis yeah.
Ma'am, you have been deeply involved in developing the School of Liberal Arts. I have seen that your involvement has been thoroughly ingrained in the development of School of Liberal Arts. I have seen that from the scratch. The time when I joined,
Yeah.
I'm taking that phase as a scratch moment.
Okay.
I mean, of course, it has been since 2018, 19.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how do you see the future of liberal arts and humanities in academics and in higher education? And what kind of future do you see for liberal arts school in context of Shudini University, Chitrakoot School of Liberal Arts?
So I am a big supporter of liberal education per se, whether it is humanities, whether it is sciences. Even sciences can be taught in a very liberal way.
Yes, yes.
My first taste of liberal kind of sciences being taught was when my daughter was doing IB curriculum. So if somebody has noticed what kind of curriculum it is amazing. You talk about biology, but you're relating it to history. You're relating it to economics.
Correct.
You're relating it to ethics.
Ethics.
Yeah, so
Correct.
a concept is talked about, and so cloning is talked about, and then they raise the question of ethics, and they ask you, do you think it's right to clone babies or people or sheep, and what are the ethical implications of it? So they kind of look at a concept in a 360-degree way, and I think that is what is liberal education.
Correct.
So I believe that both arts and science have been taught in very conservative way in the past in our country. The West has changed and was always different, I think, to some
Absolutely.
extent.
Absolutely.
Maybe the UK system is more conservative, USA is more liberal, always has been. So I believe that looking at a thing in that way is going to be important. So I think both the humanities and science will have to change the way they are being taught. They will have to make it more contextual, more
contextual,
relevant,
more
more inquiry based, where people for themselves decide ki acha, this is this concept, what implications can it have in different fields, and then pick and choose what makes sense to them. So I think
That
bright
is-
future, and hopefully very bright future in Shulini, because
Of course.
we will continue to push this. All our senior management, our vice chancellor, very they support the idea
Correct.
for
They
liberal
are also
education.
passionate about it. I see that very much in them. Finally, I want to know from you any particular idea or thought for today's generation of students, which as a academic you would like to give them as a token of learning from your long-standing experience.
So I believe that every generation explores for themselves.
Right.
Older generation is somehow redundant for the younger generation. They always make their mark.
True.
जब आप कॉलेज में होंगे या जब मैं तो उससे भी पहले कॉलेज में थी, तो the way the teachers used to view the world was always a little not relevant for our generation. हम लोग पुराने लोग हैं, पुराने ख्याल आते हैं. So I don't really want to give them a particular lesson, but I would probably want to give myself a lesson, because I have this quote which I love about teaching, which says that education is not about filling a vessel, it is about igniting a fire. What we tend to do is we tend to dump a lot of facts. ये हमको पढ़ाना है, तुमको ये theory आनी चाहिए, वो theory आनी चाहिए. All this will matter, but ultimately it is I think the fire of inquiry, the fire of curiosity, the fire of being a lifelong learner. I think that is what I want to do for my students. And
Wonderful.
if I can do that, if those students can have that fire lit in them, I think that's great.
And how about faculty? What do you
Faculty again,
think?
same
Faculty, yes,
quote is
yes,
relevant
of
for
course,
faculty as well.
yes.
So let's not try to teach in the way that we were taught. Empathize
Find
with the
something
students.
more innovative.
Yeah. हमारा क्या होता है जनरली what the route we take is कि हमने सफर किया, ये ऐसी होती है एजुकेशन.
right.
बोर होता था लेक्चर, तो क्या अब मैं भी बोर करूंगा इनको क्या करूंगी. But that is not how it should be.
We should,
we should
believe
be-
in experimenting,
Yeah,
doing
we should
something
be part,
different.
Friends, part
Right.
entertainers, part information providers, part, co, inquirers. कि जब हम इकट्ठे मिलके देखते हैं यार इसका कहाँ जाता है ये. Can we do something together to explore and reach a conclusion about a certain topic? So I think I would want that kind of an atmosphere. That's the ideal situation. Ideal हमेशा नहीं मिलता, perfection नहीं मिलती है,
Yes, but we can keep trying.
but trying.
Yes.
That is always.
Wonderful, ma'am. And with that, we have almost come to the end of the episode. But before we end the episode, I have a small request,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you will fulfill that.
Yeah.
I'm sure because you read a lot of literature, you also write. So if you can read out something of your written poem or a short story, something which you can read out for our audience.
So it is I wandered lonely as a cloud, right? तो उसी का हिंदी रूपांतर है.
Okay.
यूं ही इधर उधर अकेले बादल सा विचरता जो घाटी पर्वत पर, भटक रहा था कि दिखा अचानक एक झुंड, सुनहरे पीले नरगिस के फूल झील के किनारे पेड़ों के नीचे मंद बयार में लहराते झूमते, अविरत जैसे आकाश गंगा के तारे, जगमगाते टिमटिमाते अंतहीन से बिछे हुए उस जलाशय के छोर पर, सैकड़ों प्रत्यक्ष एक ही क्षण में डोलते नाचते अपनी ही धुन पर. जल तरंगे भी संग नाचती थी, पर वो थे प्रखर और भी बेहतर. ऐसी उल्लस संगत से कैसे कोई कवि रहे, कवि कोई अछूता. मैंने निहारता ही रहा, पर मैं अनभिज्ञ था उस दृश्य के बाहुल्य से, क्योंकि अक्सर जब बैठता हूँ यूं ही विचारहीन या विचार मग्न, कौंध जाता है मानस पटल पर मेरे वो मेरे एकांत का परम हर्ष. प्रफुल्लित हो जाता है अंतर्मन और नाच उठता है सुनहरे नरगिस के फूलों से।
बहुत खूब,
Thank you.
very well translated, and I'm sure our audience also enjoyed listening to your work. Thank you so much, ma'am,
Thank
for
you.
giving us time and sharing us such great thoughts and experience that
Lovely.
you had in so many years from different fields, and the kind of contribution you are giving to academics
Thank you so much.
as your role and your responsibility that you are currently in is immensely regarded. I think Shuni University students, and not only students but faculties, are immensely benefiting from your support and your leadership. There's no doubt about it. Thank you so much, audience, for joining in today for this episode. मैं आशा करता हूँ कि आज का ये एपिसोड आपको बेहद पसंद आएगा। सुनने में, देखने में, समझने में बहुत सारी बातें की गई हैं आज के इस एपिसोड में। बहुत ही छोटे से इस एपिसोड में, अगर आप मेरे पुराने एपिसोड्स को कंपेयर करेंगे, उसके मुकाबले ये एपिसोड कुछ थोड़ा समय के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में थोड़ा छोटा है, बट देन हमने बहुत सारी बातों को कवर करने की कोशिश की है और आपको इससे बहुत बेनिफिट होगा, मिलेगा। और अगले एपिसोड तक आपको हम यहाँ पर अलविदा कहते हैं और मिलेंगे बहुत जल्दी। थैंक यू।